I just hope that the government hears you and that the people that are in position to make this happen, that they get to, implement that, not just for a personal reason, but just for the community, just for the young people, just for the peace in the world. Right.
So it's an educational system that they need. Have to capture their minds from the time 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. If we don't capture their minds, somebody else captures it.
Absolutely.
I think the Jesuits have to say that if they get a child to the age of 9 or whatever it is, he'll be a Jesuit.
We are having an incredible time here. History is being made right here in Delaware. We have Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey, the legend of the Black race. And we're right here in Middletown, Delaware, in Lauren Badley's home, who is the host to this great man, Julius Garvey. And Lauren Badley is not just an ordinary person. She's an activist, and she is actually an ambassador and a representative, and also a very highly elected commissioner of the Delaware African Caribbean Affairs Commission, which is a commission signed by the governor of Delaware here to represent the Black people and the actually immigrants, not just immigrants, every person from the diaspora. So she is a sitting commissioner, and she is a lady of the people. She's passionate about just everybody in Delaware and making sure that the communities are well taken care of. So I present to you Lauren Badley. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much. So tell us, what is your interest? Why did you bring Julius Garvey? What is on your mind? Why are you so passionate about the world hearing his story?
Well, I think everybody who, I think I'm getting hoarse like you too. I think that everybody who has known the life of Marcus Garvey is inspired. He's an inspiration. When I met before I met Dr. Garvey, we were advocating for his dad's pardon. And so I was doing that anyway.
His dad's pardon?
Pardon. We wanted to pardon.
Well,
we wanted to pardon his dad based on what happened here in America, which jailed him.
Okay,
And,
I'm going to hold you on to that. Now that you brought, isn't that interesting? Wouldn't you like to know more? Tell us what happened.
Well, I tried, and we didn't get it signed initially. So I met Dr. Garvey, and I saw with the fact that I'm a Democrat, I'm a party member, I'm active. I am done from junior achievement to, you name it, Jamaican diaspora representative. And I think I had enough bodies of people to help support Chris Coons and, even our lieutenant governor who is supportive with, with what do you need to, rally. Delaware is a unique state in that because of the size, you can reach people more personal, and you can reach them at the state level, at the federal level, and talk to them, and they listen. That's another thing. They listen, they care. And so I saw the opportunity to keep fighting for and when I met him, he was such a gracious person. And it changed for me from just what the world wanted, because African wants to see him get pardoned, Jamaicans do. But when I met Dr. Garvey, and I don't think I ever told you this, it was more, I came personal to the family. The family wants this done. So in my mind, I will fight as much as I can for the family to feel that their loved one is vindicated for what happened. And I think if America does this, it will be an incredible thing in terms of just goodwill and an incredible spirit uplifting for Jamaican people, for African people, for young people who are not aware, who now become aware and can take on the spirit of Marcus Garvey and his son, who's now trailing his footsteps with his life, trying to continue his dad's dream. That's how so I totally respect and admire him and the family, and my goal is to fight as much as I can. This is one of the things in all my volunteer work. I've got to we just have to fight to help him, all of us, whatever, to make sure that a wrong is corrected, and that we move on as a people and grow and feel better. Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're
And
welcome.
I just hope that the government hears you and that the people that are in position to make this happen, that they get to, implement that, not just for a personal reason, but just for the community, just for the young people, just for the peace in the world. So tell us one more time, as an individual, what would be your advice to young people?
Father, my hope, we haven't sat down and talked about, my hope is that the legacy of your dad could be, the history of him needs to be implemented into, even like my children, who are American born, all 5 boys, but they are not taught anything about what happened with Dr. Garvey, but not Dr. Garvey, Marcus Garvey, and his history and what happened there. And so we need to have this, because when I talked to the chairman on my board, Commissioner Wally, he said he studied this in school. And then you talk to a lot of Africans,
Yes.
They studied, so they're aware of your dad. I think we need to make American children aware of your dad, to inspire them to do better and to move. And I think that in order for us to grow as Black people, the power is in us to do, and for us to help each other. We should, I'm not looking around for somebody else to help me. I think we can help each other, pull each other up, because there are things that I can say to a Black person that a white person can't say, because it's going to feel offensive, where I can say it. So I think that the history of him, let them know that if he could do what he did then, at that time, that why we need to pull up our our straps and get our young people going and teach them their history and inspire them and help them and open up more doors and opportunities, and less, as I say in Delaware, liquor stores every 3 blocks, put, community centers, and, give a class act education in a poor neighborhood to make those Black children or minority children become better citizens, so you can have a better America, rather than people with a lot of problems.
Wow. Well, I told you she's an activist, right? You just heard that.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you have a question for Miss Lorraine? Go ahead and put that in the comment section. She would like to answer your questions. But in the meantime, we are going to zoom straight to our audience to see if they have a question. So hi guys. Thank you so much. Does anyone have questions for Dr. Garvey? Does anyone have any question that you'd like to ask, or you'd like to, something you'd like him to tell us? While you're preparing that, I'm just going to go ahead and continue with Dr. Garvey. But so thank you so much, Ms. Lorraine. We appreciate your contribution. Dr. Garvey, so tell us one more thing that you would like the world to know.
Well, I really would like to follow up, because
Okay.
Lorraine mentioned the pardon for my dad, and I think most people don't understand what that's all about. Basically, my father, essentially, 100 years ago.
Okay, Dr. Garvey, I'm going to put you on hold. That's very interesting.
Okay.
So we're going to take a quick commercial. You want to sit right there. You want to hear the full story of Marcus Garvey, what really happened between him and the United States. So let's see what our sponsors have to say. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is A-Game, an all-natural herbal dietary supplement formulated exclusively for men. Our proprietary blend was designed with one goal in mind: to improve your overall health, rejuvenating your vitality, energy, strength, and libido. Want to be at your peak performance in everything you do? Then bring your A-Game. Fast-acting, long-lasting, with no side effects.
Oh my God.
Welcome back. We are super excited about this edition of the Jemima Show, and we have here Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey, and he has been sharing some very interesting topics and interesting history with us about Black race, his father's struggle, and the fight and the legendary work of his father. So on this particular segment, we are going to ask him questions. And he wanted to tell us the story behind his father's imprisonment and the accusations against his father. Welcome, Doctor. How are you doing, sir? Doing awesome. So tell us what really happened, between your father and the United States, and tell us the true history that led to him being in jail and the reason for the pardon.
Well, basically, my father was an activist, and you might call him an anti-colonial champion, if you will. Some people have called him a black nationalist. But whatever, he was advocating for the liberation of African people worldwide. And this was in the early part of the 20th century. We're talking about 1916, 1917, 1920, etc. And his organization, which he started in 1916 in Jamaica, grew tremendously after he had moved to the United States. He started actually in 1914. It grew tremendously after coming to the United States in 1916. So he had a following of anywhere from 6 million up all over the world. He had an international convention in 1920 in New York City that filled Madison Square Gardens and that deliberated the conditions of African people all over the world. Now, exactly 100 years ago, he inaugurated the Black Star Line shipping company right here in Delaware.
Really? Delaware?
In Delaware, on June the 27th would be the actual 100th anniversary of the Black Star shipping line. And he bought ships which were to trade between Africa, the Caribbean, and America, and also to move people back and forth, to engage in the movement of people and to trade and engage in commerce.
Wow.
Now, this presented a threat both to the colonial overlords, if you will, because as you know, Africa was divided up in 1894, 1895 by the colonial powers. And so that after slavery, we had colonialism, which was another plantation philosophy of the Europeans. So all over the world, African people were colonized. There was no self-government for us as African people, except in Liberia, which is a client state of America, and Ethiopia, which was under the attack of the Italians. As you know, there was an Italian-Ethiopian war. So in any event, this idea was to unite all African people through commerce, because we didn't have airlines, and shipping was the main way in which goods and services were moved. So he was moving into the area of international commerce. So J. Edgar Hoover, who was the Attorney General at the time, saw this as a threat. And as early as 1919, he said, he wrote an internal memo in the FBI and said, there's a Negro agitator up in Harlem. His name is Marcus Garvey.
Wow. And
we have to find a way to get him. So, he was an immigrant, and of course, they would not allow him to become a citizen. Whenever he applied, they wouldn't allow his citizenship to go forward.
Really?
So, the bottom line was that they created a legal situation out of the Black Star Line. And they claimed that he was using the mail to defraud people in terms of buying stock. The trial itself was a farce because they had no evidence. The only evidence that was put in place was an empty envelope.
Wow.
And there was no way to say who the envelope came from or what was in the envelope. The witnesses were coached in perjury by the Attorney General.
Really?
So the Attorney General himself participated in perjury. And then the judge should have recused himself because there was a member of an organization that wanted to get rid of Marcus Garvey. So the whole trial, was a farce. But, he was convicted by the jury. And then he served time in jail from 1925 to 1927. And he was, the sentence was reduced by President Calvin Coolidge, but he was immediately deported back to Jamaica. So the base of the organization was here in the United States, so that they tried to truncate the organization as a threat. And this was part and parcel of what was going on around the world in terms of the different colonial governments, whether it was France, or it was England, or it was the Portuguese. There are a lot of places where they would not allow his newspaper to go, and they would not allow him places for him to travel. So, the European world was trapping him and trying to destroy his organization. So we have been trying to get him exonerated. And since 1987, we've tried in the U.S. Congress, different congressmen, such as Congressman Rangel and so on, who would introduce bills in the Congress to exonerate my father. Now that has not been able to go through the U.S. Congress. So another way to do it is to get a posthumous pardon.
Okay.
So that was the next route that we tried. And we tried that with Obama. And we presented a whole, the legal framework of the fact that there was an injustice. And, there was no crime. And that he should be pardoned. Now, we prefer the term exoneration, but at least a posthumous pardon would be an admission that an injustice was carried out. So Obama did not allow that to go through.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's shocking to know that.
So we are disappointed, and we don't know why he didn't do it, but that was presented to him. So you said, there are others who have received the pardon, criminals, but Marcus Garvey didn't receive a pardon from him.
Wow.
So we're still at it, that's the point.
That's interesting. Thank you so much for sharing
You're
that.
welcome.
Wow. Did you just listen to that? What do you think? All the things that Marcus Garvey had to go through for us to actually enjoy what we enjoyed today. What do you think? In the meantime, we are going to go straight to our audience and take a question. Hi, everybody. So I know that Miss Audrey, you have a question.
Yes.
Tell us your name and what you represent, your company, and then go ahead with your question.
My name is Audrey Pasua. I'm one of the physicians at the University of Delaware Student Health Service.
Okay.
And it's a pleasure to meet you, Dr. Garvey. One of the things I think I do represent is I'm of mixed Jamaican and African, descent. And
We don't consider that mixed.
well, that is true. That
We
is true.
consider that one people.
That is true. That is very true. And one thing I was struck with what you said, and I did not know this, and I always love to learn something, but I was definitely struck when you told us that the words from Bob Marley,
Yes.
because I say that to my children so many times.
It's very good
Do
song.
not allow yourself, to not expand your mind. Do
Yes.
not, and I'm, speaking of the words, free yourself from mental slavery. None of them, So we all know the words to that song. But it's very true. And it made me reflect back when what you were also talking about, learning about, connect and learning about our history.
Yes.
That we just don't know. And I remember in college, I took a course. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Dr. Ben,
Yes.
Japan, and I took a course, his course, and learning so much about our African history, Ethiopia, and things. And my question to you is, one is, it took me to the age of 18 or so to start to even hear or learn those stories.
Yeah.
And we're talking many years later, and our children do not know, these stories. other than us as parents, to even learn it, to teach our children, how do you see us helping our children, the next generation, to learn these stories, to understand that that is what makes us, and that so many things were stolen, from us, and then not being able to say it was there for you?
Well, that's a very, very big question. The whole problem is an educational system that we don't control, and very often we don't influence. And even when we control it, we don't have the vision. The people who control it don't have the vision to change the educational system that we got from our colonizers. And so I think your fallback position is absolutely correct, meaning that the parents have to learn it so they can teach it to the kids. But we have to continue to agitate that these things are taught in school. I think even in a place like Jamaica, learning about Marcus Garvey and the history of Jamaica is optional. No, you can't have an optional history. I mean, the history is evidence of your continuity, and it's evidence of your value system, and the people who you honor, and the whole idealism of yourself as a nation state. So how can you have optional history? That's absolutely totally ridiculous. So that's why you have youngsters who don't have a moral compass. They don't have an historical base. They don't have an identity.
Right.
So it's an educational system that they need. You have to capture their minds from the time they're 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. If we don't capture their minds, somebody else captures it.
Absolutely.
I think the Jesuits have the saying that if they get a child up to the age of 9 or whatever it is, he'll be a Jesuit for life. And it's the same thing. If you can indoctrinate a young kid, up to 9, 10 or whatever it is, you've gotten his mind for the rest of his life, unless there's almost a catastrophe to move them in another direction. So, but that's why, Bob Marley, taking what my father said from 1937 and putting it to song is so wonderful.
Yes.
This redemption song, emancipate your mind from mental slavery, because none but ourselves can free our mind.
Sure. That's powerful.
Words will always be powerful.
Sure. Thank you so much for that question. And then if you're just tuning in, we are wrapping up this episode with Julius Garvey, the son of Marcus Garvey, and we are honored that he's here with us, sharing the history of his father and the legacy of his father and the great work that his father has done or did, for humanity, and not just for Jamaicans, but for the Black race entirely. So finally, on a final note, what would be a word of advice to young people?
Each young person, each individual is a genius, because each individual is made in God's image. And of course, God is the original genius, because God, if you want to use a religious term, created everything. If you don't want to use a religious term, you can call it nature, or you can call it the unified field. But the source of life is in us, and it's potential, meaning there's all the potential there. So when you're born, you have all the equipment that you need to be a success in whatever it is that you want to do. So if you understand that, and you can tune in to your own inner self, then you'll develop the confidence to be able to do what you want, provided you're not destroying the universe, so to speak, in terms of being antisocial. Because what you do has to be in tune with your source, meaning that it has to be about love, it has to be about kindness, it has to be about generosity, it has to be about patience, it has to be about effort, and kindness, etc. And you have to participate in a society that values other human beings.
Right.
Because that's what we are. We're human beings. And we're one race of people.
Sure.
So we have to understand our unity, not just in terms of our species, but our unity with the planet.
Wow.
because we came after the planet.
Sure.
The planet was there for us, and we're birthed in the planet. The planet is home. So we have to create a harmony with each other. First, the harmony in yourself, the harmony with each other, and then the harmony with the planet. And that is what we need to struggle to manifest, which basically I consider to be an African paradigm. And it's a new paradigm that's needed, because the old paradigm of European white supremacy is killing the planet, is killing people, is killing species, is killing the planet, is global warming, etc. So it's declining, and we need something that promotes life and humanity. And I think there's an African perspective. So we have to look to ourselves to bring that to the fore and share it with the rest of humanity.
Powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are so honored. Wow. That's incredible. Incredible. Well, I just hope that this episode had blessed you. I hope that you were able to get something powerful from this. We are super honored to have him. And before I let you go, what is your greatest regret?
I don't have any regrets.
Amen.
Look at that.
No, I've lived the life that I wanted to live. And I like having more time to do more, but I don't have any regrets. I've helped a lot of people. I've not been selfish.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He deserves a round of applause for that.
That's right.
Wow, look at that. He's the first person that's ever said, I have no regrets. Wouldn't you like that kind of life? Wouldn't you want to leave without regrets? Wouldn't you want to take that step? Wouldn't you want to break out of the box and destroy the box and just leave your fears, actually? Not even your dreams. Your fears. What are you afraid of? What is holding you back? Get a pen and paper. Write it out. What is holding you back? By the time you put it down in a paper and you look at it, you will discover that you are the one holding yourself back. Because the moment you make a decision to chase after that dream, to leave that dream, you find out that you begin to live in the reality of the dreams. So today, I just want to encourage you that after listening to this amazing interview, that you just reflect on the life of Julius Garvey, and then ask yourself, what is holding you back? And go ahead and begin to make the change and begin to impact into your community. Give back. The best way to accomplish purpose is to give. It's not about money. We're not talking about giving money. Give your time. Give your love. Give your attention. Give your care. Stop hating. Start loving. Stop being jealous. Stop being envious. Start loving people around you. It could be as just little as your neighbor that you hate, that lady that you hate, the guy that just gets on your nerves. Yes, a change of attitude, a positive attitude will make a huge difference in getting you closer to your dream. So there's nothing really holding you back. So today I encourage you, leave, don't die. Nice talking with you. Until I see you next time, next Friday and next Sunday, go ahead, visit www.thejemimashow.com. Every day we have fabulous news from all over the world. If you want to know what's happening around the world, www.thejemimashow.com. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Hey, go ahead, email us, info@thejemimashow.com. We would like to hear from you. And if you have a product or service you want to place an ad on, hey, we are passionate about promoting your business, because that's what we do. We build champions. God bless you. Legend of of the United States, the great legend of the Jamaicans, the great Marcus Garvey, you will know that he fought so hard for the black race. He fought for the emancipation and the freedom of the black race. He fought for the vision and for the reality that we lived in, that we are still living in right now. Back then, when Marcus Garvey was fighting these great battles, he had a dream just like Martin Luther. He had big dreams. He actually saw people like me and you sitting here today, walking freely in America, walking freely all over the world. He saw black people being presidents. He saw black people being governors. He saw black senators. He saw great minds of the black race. Marcus Garvey fought tirelessly until his death to build the great community that we enjoy, the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the black race that we enjoy. So today, we want to honor this great man. And we are super honored to have a descendant, not just a descendant, his direct son, grace our studio. And Delaware has never seen anything like this before. Of course, we know that Delaware is the first state where everything was signed about America. And in this same place where slaves were sold, the same place where they fought for freedom, on this same platform, we have right here seated the son of Marcus Garvey. And we present to you Julius Garvey. Welcome, sir.
Thank you for having me. I'm having a little problem with my laryngitis. I'm getting over a cold, so you have to excuse me for that. But I'm happy to be on your show.
Absolutely, we are honored. It is a great, honor to have you. And I must confess, it is history made. And I'm privileged to see you, meet someone like you. I know that your father fought so much for the freedom of, I am thrilled to sit here before you, and I think that it's a great privilege that the black community still has someone like you alive. And it's an honor. So I want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you, God, for keeping you and for letting us meet you.
Well, I think I should say thank you as well. I'm still alive and well, although I'm suffering from a cold. But it's a great privilege for me to be here and to be carrying on in my own way my father's legacy.
Wow. So tell us, Dr. Julius, what do you think about the fight and all the struggles your father went through? Do you think that the world, the black community right now, are living his dream? Do you think that's what we're doing?
No. My father's work has definitely not been accomplished. It still needs a lot of young warriors. And it's a struggle that continues generation after generation, because the struggle is not only for freedom, but it's a struggle for justice.
Wow.
And we have not achieved that in terms of our ability to shape our own destiny on the world stage. We're still, in some sense, colonized, even though nominally we have free nations in Africa, we have free nations in the Caribbean, and here in the United States we have voting rights, etc. That, in a sense, makes us equal. But we have not achieved the unity and the ability to chart our own course on the international scene and even on the national scene, because we're shackled by the system. The system like the IMF and the World Bank, that still, and World Trade Organization, that still keeps us in a certain plantation system where the rich and the oligarchs control the monetary system of the world. And there's a significant disparity between those who have and those who don't have.
Wow.
So there's still a lot of work to do.
My goodness, that's impressive. What do you think? I'd like you to leave a comment below while you're actually, building your thoughts and your questions for Dr. Garvey. I want you to pay full attention, and to get something magnificent out of this. I want this interview to change your life. I want it to, bring out something new, a thought, provoke a great thought in your mind as you continue to contribute to your community, because change starts with one person. For a change to happen in a community is one person just like Marcus Garvey, he was just one person out of a huge Jamaican community that decided to go out there. And he hated everything that was happening to his people. And that's the same thing with you. You are just that one person that God has placed in your community to make a change. Are you ready? Let's go. Dr. Julius, so tell us more. What are these things that your father fought for that you would, like people to continue to fight for? People like us, young activists, what are some of these pronounced things that your father stood up for?
But basically, what was taken away from us was our identity and our culture and our history. And we've struggled with that because our history was destroyed. Our books were burned all the way from ancient Egypt, or as we call it, Kemet, all the way forward in Timbuktu. So much of our own history was destroyed as our different societies and civilizations were destroyed by invaders, either from Europe or from the Arab world. So, and then of course there was the Holocaust of slavery, where 60 million people, died or were displaced from the African continent. Wow. So that whole structures, kingdoms were destroyed and set against each other. So a great division was created on the continent of Africa. And then we were transported, those of us who were transported, kidnapped from Africa, to the Americas. And we were enslaved and dehumanized in the enslavement process because we were treated very much like horses and cattle.
Oh, that's sad.
We are property. It's more than sad because it's destruction of humanity. And it's, in a sense, an unforgivable crime. Not that we can't forgive it, but the people who have perpetrated need to look at themselves. And I don't know that they can forgive themselves. We have to let it go because then it distorts our minds. But we have to recapture who we are as a people, who we were as a people. And we have to build on our previous history and our previous culture. And that's our basic problem today because our educational systems still are not built around our true history and what we have been in the past. It's as if to say history started 2,000 years ago with the Greeks. History started at least 10,000 years ago with our African ancestors who created writing and created history and created all of the ologies, whether it's the sociology or the psychology or it's the theology. All of that is original with us as a people. And it's there. And some of it is being rediscovered, and of course, people are claiming originality.
Wow.
Even quantum theory. I mean, that comes out of Africa.
Really? Wow, yes. That's amazing.
If we know about Amun-Ra and Ptah, that's what the quantum theory is all about. But again, we don't know that in terms of what we're taught in schools. Even, let's say, in the Caribbean, we've not redone the curriculum to truly show who we were. There are curriculums that have been modified to some degree, but we're still, as my father would say, we have to liberate our minds from mental slavery. As Bob Marley took that in his redemption song. None but ourselves can free our minds. And that is still the tragic problem. Because if you look at Marcus Garvey himself, he prepared himself from he was a young man to be the kind of person that he was. And this is what our young people need to do. They need to look outside of the system, go outside of the box, and basically create their own concept of themselves. Because each of us basically, is made in the divine image. Each of us has a special purpose that only you as an individual can really fully perform. Nobody else can do exactly what you can do in terms of your parents, in terms of the context that you're in and where you are.
That's right.
So you have to do your best.
That's right.
But you cannot do your best if you don't believe in yourself and have the confidence that what you are doing is of value.
Wow.
And that's where we have been dislocated from our true selves, which is a spiritual self, which is what should be guiding our actions in terms of the material universe.
My goodness. That is powerful. Thank you so much, Dr. Garvey.
Okay.
Did you hear that? He talked about identity, discovering your identity. Who are you? Who are you? Yeah, I know that a lot of Black people, identity crisis is an issue. And guess what? It's not our fault. Like Dr. Garvey just shared with us, it was taken away from us. But hey, you have a chance to get that back. And you just heard him. He said, destroy the box. Get out of the box. Get out of your comfort zone. Rediscover yourself. And who are you? Until you find who you are, you won't be able to make impacts in your community. So I just want to take this moment to recognize our audience. We have some very amazing people, incredible people in our audience, and these are all VIPs, and they represent various communities, not just in Delaware, also outside Delaware. And so today is going to be a fascinating conversation because some of them are going to have questions for Dr. Garvey, and we are so honored that he's here. So in the meantime, let us see what our sponsors have to say, and we'll be right back, and we will talk to the host, Lauren Bagley. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial.
Hi, I'm Jemima, and I'm here to inspire. In every show, we discuss trending matters, lifestyle, culture, leadership, education, and lots more. And I look forward to meeting you. As we engage business leaders, social entrepreneurs, academic professionals, proactive youths, join me on the show every Friday